What's up, everybody? It's your favorite bra straps, favorite nerd, and today we are looking at Captain America, Mockingbird, and Scourge. We'll talk about the bra strap bit in a bit here. So we'll start with the good Captain, and he comes with a few accessories. The shield we've seen before, really nice paintwork done, a really deep, rich red. I hope that that's being picked up clearly, because it's really quite a nice red. And then the blue and the stars done. It's all done well. And then you have this so it can plug into his back here, and then this so that it can clip on to his forearm or a wrist there. Works like a champ. No fuss, no muss. And then he comes with two other peculiar accessories, which is this bra strap thing, which is utterly stupid. It doesn't stay on. It is molded to his chest, which is fine, like in the sense of the shape. But it only is there to do this. You got to find a very peculiar position to even get it to stay on. I understand they're trying to give you the option to have a traditional looking Captain by getting rid of this, but why not make it so that this could actually stay on, or don't include it? Stupid. Very stupid. Now they will paint the buckle, so that's a nice thing. They don't always do that, and it is sculpted well. It's just ridiculous. It's absurd. Alright, time to put my super cool whale backpack on. How do I do that? I'm glad you asked. Well, first you put this strap on. And then you put this strap on. And then you just put your backpack on. Only an idiot would design something that way. And before we get back to the figure, he has to come up with a couple other accessories. A pointing hand, which I'm a big fan of. Very Captain America-esque. And then a karate chop hand, which I don't feel. I guess he could do a salute, so I'm good with that too. I'm on board. And then he comes with the wolf head. Now, there was a time when Captain America was like a wolf man of sorts, and I don't remember the ins and outs of it. It was one of those goofy things that has like a bit of a cult following. Decent enough sculpt, good snarl. The teeth are sculpted and painted. The gums are painted. The torn mask is all sculpted on there, and then the fur is sculpted underneath. The eyes are painted pretty well. So a decent accessory if you're into that look. It's not for me, but it's kind of, I'll give it to them. It's thoughtful that they included that. So this is a different approach to the Dear Captain than we've seen in recent times. Got a piece of red plastic. Who knows what that came off of? Head, I would guess it's on a ball hinge, but I can't tell because the sculpt doesn't allow for any movement. You do have the wings, however, they're painted poorly, and paint gets all over the side of the sculpt, just on the one side there. Ears are painted well enough. Eyes are painted decent enough. Eyebrows are in there. Decent sculpt for the head. It does seem a little big for this body. Is it just me? Let me know if it's just me. So you pretty much just get a swivel out of it. The A is sculpted, so that's nice. Moving down the figure, we have these disc-hinged shoulders. I keep saying ball joint shoulders. Disc-hinged shoulders, and the cut allows you to get that little bit of a butterfly joint across, so that's fine, and it spins around. Articulation-wise, gets you about up to there. Bicep swivel, they're all blue. Clean, relatively clean blue. It's blue plastic, so relatively clean white line. Gets a little fuzzy on the bottom. Oh, look how that's wearing. White piece of plastic in there. And then this is red plastic here with... No, it's white plastic with red painted on. They just got the red all over the white. With the mistakes that they do on these figures, it's hard to tell which piece of plastic is what. Double jointed elbows, they work fine. Wrist swivel and hinge, that's fine. And then one holding hand, and then another holding hand, but no weapons to hold in it. So maybe this would have been a good time to put two fists in. Maybe. The star is painted clean enough. We do have some blue that got through and a smudge there on the white, so not perfect. Ab crunch, one click forward, one click back. Paint continues up through, so that's good. The red paint looks good. The white paint looks good on the flag bits. Got a little carried away in a couple sections, but overall pretty good. We have the belt, which is a floating piece of plastic to hide the waist swivel, which works well. It does feel like there's... You know, those Marvel Legends kind of feel like there's a ratchet almost in there, but it's not. But I think that might be the belt playing tricks on me. The belt loops are sculpted and the buckle is sculpted and all of it's painted, so I applaud them for that. That's a nice touch and it looks good. It gives the figure that extra oomph. Big fan of that kind of stuff. T-jointed ball joints for hips get you out to there, so not the greatest but not the worst. Get you up to there, back to there. Thigh swivel, double jointed knee. I think new boots. Surprised that doesn't. Oh, it does. It sure does. Calf swivel, ankle tilt, decent bit up too, and rocker. So that's good. I love the sculpt on the boots. Very nice work there. So if it weren't for a stupid accessory, which I mean, whatever. I'm gonna take it off and be done with it. It's just it irritates me that money went there in the first place. But not a bad cap. Something the thing that bothers me most about the figure overall is the head proportion. Up next is Mockingbird. You can take these glasses off. The glasses are okay. They're translucent plastic and they have white painted on them. And then it's a pretty decent face sculpt. Eye paint got a little carried away, but not bad overall. You can tuck those back in. The hair sculpt is alright, but it could have used a wash to give it a little bit of definition. Wouldn't have killed him, I don't think. And I think it would have been a quick fix to make a more lively looking figure. As it is, the hair doesn't quite work. The rest of it is kind of okay. We'll talk about it. Ball hinged head, but the hair sculpt kind of gets in the way, so you don't get much out of it, including not much of a swivel at the same time. Disc hinge shoulders get you up to there and around, no problem. This is the same exact buck that we were just looking at with Spider-Gwen. No, look at that. No sculpt. They just paint the line. That stuff irritates the life out of me. But whatever. The line work paint-wise is clean, so that's at least a nice touch. No bicep swivel, but you do get the swivel right above the elbow, which I think works just fine. The gauntlets are sculpted, so that's a nice touch. And then so are the little wristbands there. Maybe it's reused from something else, not sure. But they're painted fairly clean too with that gunmetal. Wrist swivel, hinge in and out, and then you get these two accessories, which are just silver copies of the ones that came with Daredevil, and they interlock like this or two separate batons up to you. Same for the other side. Here we have some sculpt work actually on the suit, which is nice to see. It's a wonder they didn't just paint the line straight down, but as a result the paint job gets better because they have direct lines to stay within. You see how one hand starts to wash the other in these situations? Like, they go ahead and they sculpt the line work in the body, which gives the painter a better idea where to paint or apply the paint application, so it just works better. All the buttons are sculpted and they're painted as well. Like the little stretch in the fabric between the breasts and also like on the hips and stuff around the backside. It all works really well. Really good stuff. Ball jointed abdomen works even better than Spider-Gwen's. Belt is sculpted on, which I'm okay with, and the buttons painted on there as well. Could have used some extra love on the buckle maybe, but overall not too bad. T-jointed ball joints for hips, getting you a great range, maybe even better than what I'm used to. And then thigh swivel. Once again, it's not sculpted there on the hip or on the thighs, which is a bummer. It would have been nice if they continued that. As a result, we get fuzziness there and paint mistakes along there and along there. Double jointed knees look great. Great sculpt on the knee pads and on the boots, which they didn't apply a lick of paint to, so all that sculpt work just kind of goes to waste, which is a shame. Ankle tilts, good up and back, and rocker is intact. And also this joint is a little loose on mine. It's this top knee joint. Bottom knee joint is fine. And that's this guy. And they knocked this guy out of the park. This is what I would want from a Marvel Legend. This is a prime example. It's very well done. You get this gun. I wish it was painted black. I'm not sure if this is comic accurate. I just can't remember his firearms. He's had a lot of different looks over the years, and he's been a Thunderbolt and all sorts of stuff. But I'm actually not as familiar with this look. I'm more familiar to that hockey mask looking look he sometimes has. But this is also an iteration of him. I'm just not as familiar with it. single cast. They painted the shells, and they painted this bit. It's yellow, so it's barely on there, but it is there. It is some effort. So, doesn't look the best, but I appreciate the effort. I'll take what I can get. He comes with this knife that fits in this holster, which you know I'm a fan of stuff like that. Black plastic, and then the handle's painted, and it looks good enough. And then he doesn't really hold it well. Let's see. That hand he does. It'll do okay. Still not the best, but it'll work. But it fits in this holster, which I dig. Like, I like when all the weapons can be utilized. Handgun. He has a really well-defined trigger hand, so look how well that fits in there. Like a glove. Really well done. Love little stuff like that. It just makes the whole figure a little bit more believable. So let's talk about these other accessories. They're kind of like this soft plastic that's on board. It's like a belt, and then an upper chest belt, and then a strap that goes all the way around. We got the shells that are painted on both sides, and that seems to, and then the buckles are painted, and they're painted fairly well. And then we have this leg strap. You got this little sculpt there so that it doesn't move on you, which is nice. Once again, the buckles are painted. Looks pretty good. Head, silver is painted sharp as a tack, with the exception of right there in the back of the head. But like in the front, where it kind of matters, really clean. Black and then red on top for the eyes. Looks good. Ball hinge, head getting you up to there, down to there, side to side is no problem. So that's all good. Interesting chest sculpt. I'm not sure if I'm familiar. I'm not sure this is a reuse or what. I just don't know. But we got white paint on the black. We got textured sculpting. We got these metal things around, like this neck brace of sorts that's sculpted and painted. All the white is painted really well. Ab crunch, down one, back one, so that's okay. Waist swivel completely hidden by the belt, so that's awesome. Disc hinge shoulders, getting you up to there and all the way around. Bicep swivel. Shoulders are painted silver, yep, on black plastic, and they look good. Double jointed elbow, silver elbow on paint. No paint for the wrist, and then for the forearm or wrist we get a swivel and a hinge. Same for the other side, and all the joints work well, except you get a trigger finger hand that's really well defined. I'm okay with the second holding hand. He has more than one accessory, and then he also has a rifle that you can use two hands to equip, so I'm good with that. T-jointed ball joints for hips, getting you way out there. Really well done. We got all sorts of line work and stuff sculpted in there, and pant wrinkles, and really good stuff. Thigh swivel, this doesn't hinder it at all. Same on the other side. Double jointed knees, they work fine. Silver paint on the knees that look good. We got a calf swivel. It's there. It's not for me, but it's there. Tons of sculpt work on the boot and the pants on the back, including these little rivets. Ankles, we got a tilt. Not much up, but all the way back. And a rocker. And the boot is sculpted really well around the joint to hide it extremely well. So this is what I say I want with a Marvel Legend. Like, it's almost picture perfect. Final thoughts wise, a lot like most of these Marvel Legends, it kind of comes down to if you're building the Build-A-Figure. I will say these sculpts are great. The Captain America I feel like is the weakest link, just because I feel like the head is just super disproportionate to the body. The Scourge, on the other hand, extremely strong. A very strong figure. Very nicely done. Great sculpt, great paint, great accessories, great aesthetic. It's just like that's what works with this line. Mockingbird is kind of somewhere in between the two, but definitely worth a pickup if you're a fan of the character. So yeah, I recommend them. I'm not sure. It depends on how important Red Onslaught is to you. I mean, how many Captain Americas can you deal with in your collection? It gets absurd after a while. But yeah, I recommend definitely getting Scourge and certainly getting Mockingbird if you're into the character. Use the Build-A-Figure as a determining factor as to whether or not you're going to get the good Captain. But yeah, really impressive. It's just so amazing to me how hit or miss these Marvel Legends can be. Like, you can have the Spider-Man Wave, which is like all over the place in terms of like a good product, and like a lot of it looks very cheaply done. And then you have Scourge, which is like so much TLC is going into it. Just don't understand. It's like maybe they got an intern working on some of them, and then like, you know, the Master Chief of Marvel Legend designers working on others. I don't know. I don't get it though. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.